We're here day before National Signing Day with Baker University head football coach Mike Grossner. Coach, I know you're excited to talk to us about this signing class. Break it down for us a little bit.
Yeah, day before. We still got a few that are out there kind of making some decisions, but I'll tell you what, number one, we're tired. We had a great month and a half, 2 months since the season. Coaches did a fantastic job putting this all together. We are at 38 kids day before, which is unheard of. We had a number of 40 that we felt like was going to be in this class, and to have 38 early commitments from great football players and great students, of course, that we need here at Baker. But we're excited. And, you know, there'll be a couple tonight that we'll add to it, and then tomorrow we'll put out a list and put some highlight tape on there so people can watch them and they'll understand, you know, where we're at with this class and the excitement being built. And, you know, we had some areas that we needed to really address, and I think number one was O-line. You know, we needed some depth, need some guys that could come in and play regardless of age, whether they were a high school kid or a transfer. We got 11 commitments right now in the O-line, and you know, that's huge for us because it comes down to injuries and depth, and as you make a playoff run, are you healthy? And you know, we feel like this class of O-lineman is really going to develop for us. And then defensive back. Last year we didn't have one commitment at this time, and Coach Thorne and I were panicked, and we had offers out there, and it ended up, you know, we got Darian Winston and a couple other guys that really were impactful for us. Well, we hadn't had, like, I think there's about 8 kids that have signed early. We've got one here on campus, a mid-year transfer named Nate Mclaren. And Nate's from my old junior college in Arizona, Glendale Community College, was the fastest kid on their football team. I feel like he was a Division I prospect. I went in early, talked to him, and then crossed my fingers, and he stayed loyal. He's a great student. He was ready to graduate there and move on, and we're going to get 3 years out of him. But he's here and he loves it. You know, he's been here a week. School started this past week, and I can tell he's fitting in already. And then we need a linebacker. Tucker Pauly's going to be hard to replace, but we got Mike Adams. And you watch his tape, the kid's impactful. He can play all 3 positions. He was a high school teammate of Akeem Francis, and he went to a junior college back east for a year. We'll have 3 years with Mike, and he's adapted well. He's here. And then we got Nathan Squires is a transfer from the University of Central Missouri, was a state champion shot putter in the state of Missouri, threw over 60 feet. And he's going to do both for us, track and football. Coach Pitts is excited about him right now in track, but he's a dominant guy on the D-line. He can play inside and outside, and we needed to replace Tyrell Everett and Myron Tipton. And Tyrell was that guy that went both, and Myron did, you know, played inside and out, and I think Nathan is going to bring that for us in the mix. So we also signed a guy named Colton Parton out of Shiloh Christian High School in Springdale, Arkansas. Great tradition there. Well, Colton was a 4-year starter there and was a former quarterback. He's 6'4", 240, and can really play. Has a great get-off, and we had him up this week, and he committed to us. So there's another D-lineman that we feel really good about. But I felt like D-line, we need to get a couple of older guys to replace those, you know, seniors we lost. And then we needed that linebacker, and we have him plus more. We feel like this is a great linebacker class. We need a running back. I felt like we needed an impact type kid, whether he was a transfer or not. And just today, A.J. Todd out of Blue Valley High School was in, and about 2 hours after the visit, he called and committed. He's 5'11", 218, and he's what you want in a downhill, punishing running back. He had an injury late in his high school career that kind of backed some people off, but gosh dang, he's a good-looking kid. He's going to be a doctor, pre-med type guy, perfect fit for us, so we're excited about him. And then we got a couple scat back receiver types. from Florida that we feel really good about. Guys like Cornell Brown that we already have that you can put in the backfield, and then you can put them down the slot and then make them playmakers. We got our quarterback, Brandon Muller, out of El Paso, Texas. Brandon was a guy that Coach Morris pinpointed early, loved him, had him in last week. He's the guy, I made a comment that he's the future of our program. His style is what we do, and we got to develop him and have him ready quickly. And Logan's our guy, but we want to make sure we got somebody there ready. And then we got Adam Lomenick behind Logan that's been here a while that can win games for us as well. So feel good there. At linebacker, like I said, some good young ones as well, and you'll see them on tape. And then tight end's a position that we need one, and we got one late in Jack Taylor from Excelsior Springs. He played for Josh Buford, who played for us here, Baker alum, and Jack's a dual sport guy. He's a track guy, decathlete type kid, and 6'4", 190, and is going to be 220 before you know it, and be a good player for us.
Coach, the Baker football brand is really growing, especially in the last few years. 2 of the last 3 years you've been conference champions. 3 of the last 4 years you've advanced to the NAI FCS playoffs. Have you seen that on the recruiting trail, how that Baker brand really is growing?
Yeah, I think it all steamrolls. We got here in 2004, and our first playoff appearance was 2008. And then next one was 2012. So, you're developing those classes after a big run, a championship or into the playoffs. And now we're on that type of deal where we expect it every year. We talk about it to our kids. And, we've gone from a outside top 25 team to top 25 to 16 to believing we're in a top 10. In our league, you could be top 10 and out of the playoffs. But now we feel like we've joined that top 5, where every year if healthy, we should be there at the end and playing for something. And we saw it in recruiting. We're known. People talk about, they might just say, hey, you had a good year. Well, we've had 3 good years or 4 good years, but they remember that, and that's stuck in their mind. And so, yeah, we're battling our league. There's no doubt. We're battling teams that we play in the playoffs. They come in the recruiting lingo. We're battling the MIAA on some really good players, and then we have the JUCO system that's fantastic here. So we have to go against them and sell the 4-year university to these young men. I think one of the tough hurdles is the cost of the education. I mean, it's expensive to go to Baker University, but our scholarship packages are good if we can get the right profile of kid, that high academic guy that's a good athlete. And if we can, and then if a young man has some need, it really helps. And we're able to compete right now. As long as we're able to compete with scholarships and we keep doing what we're doing, preparing these kids to play this great game, I think we'll stay up there in the upper echelon. If one of those things gets pulled back on us, no, we'll fall to the bottom. That's how tough it is in the NAI, and especially in the Heart of America Conference. So we just got to stay ahead of the curve, and that's what we've done a good job as an institution. Our support from our administration on down has shown in all our athletic programs. So yeah, we're there, and we hope to stay there and be there for good. But we need to finish this thing. We want to win a national championship, and we believe we can. I just talked to an old player of ours, Dillon Baxter, who was a high-profile kid out of University of Southern California and Heisman Trophy winner in high school, and we were able to get him to play here for 2 years. He called me. He's going to sign a Canadian football contract this week with a team. Excited for him, but he was telling me a funny story. He works out down there in California in his Baker gear, and guys will come up to him and say, hey man, are you Dillon Baxter that went to Baker? And I just had to laugh because in the past it was, hey, Dillon Baxter from USC, and now he just can't believe the guys that come up to him and know where Baker University is and realize that he played here, and that's what he's known for now. And he laughs, he loves it. He's one of our ambassadors as far as selling our program. He tells them, they might mention a small school in this Midwest area, and he'll go, no, you need to go to Baker University, I thought that was a pretty cool story to hear from a guy like that fell in love with this place in a short time.
Well, Coach, congratulations on all of your signings, and we look forward to seeing all of them on our Baker Athletics website tomorrow on signing day.
Thanks, Tyler.